Changing identity and culture, influences of business and technology. Now we are discussing in this topic. Before that, we need to understand the two diverse things, identity and culture. Generally, people used to mix these two things together, identity and culture. Identity is basically the individual self-image, the culture, the ethnic, the family, the gender of a individual persons. And culture is a reflection of whole sum of identity. Suppose a person is standing in front of a mirror. The person himself is a identity and the reflection upon the mirror is a culture. And when it is mixed with a different people in a one mirror reflection, that is cultural identity. Suppose a person is giving a different kind of identity in different situations. Suppose when he is a parent, or he or she is a teacher, a daughter, a son, and then individual and identities mixed together as a wholesome and create a culture. So if you understand, it depends on the people develop basically the language to communicate their identities to other identity. From the beginning of the human society, the various kind of language has been developed in this purpose. And also for the economic angle, they have developed the various tools, the agriculture tools, building construction tools, weapons for hunting, protecting. The more technology develop, within increase in the population. So as the technologies has developed, the people has moved towards the second stage of technology. And that's why technology has not only increased human life span, but also way how we live, initiated with use of printing press, allowed the masses of receive communication and other things. Now we have to understand this, how this technology and culture imperative to each other. Once the culture is developed, it converted to technology. Suppose somebody has developed a culture of food habit of fish. People used to have in their meal fish. So the technology will be developed how to do fishing in a faster way, in a better way. People develop the culture of food habit of agriculture crops, vegetarian. So the agriculture equipments in the various field and technology will develop. Suppose same as for the human behavior, networking, people want to use, communicate with each other, the mobile network has developed. People want develop a culture of clothes, various pattern of cotton clothes, mixed clothes, silk clothes, then the technology has to develop according to this. So it's both way imperative. And another way, if you think, the technology develop, it also contribute to the culture. Once the technology has developed, it continuously and slowly started developing the culture. Suppose we are now habituated with mobile. Without mobile, internet, we are not able to think about our cultural or any identity. Without mobile, we are not able to move. So before 20 years back, that was not the situation. So how the technology has changed our behavior and culture, that is also another point of discussion. In this place, we need to think about, we have better access to product from different countries. In India, if you think about the Russia, China, America, every individual countries have a different kind of access to other countries' resources and technologies. And now the problem arises at the cost of cultural heritage. Suppose the Indian culture and heritage is different and the technology has been developed in America and Russia. You can see that nowadays the weapons has been developed, the atom bomb or some the very high decorative or people killing machines has been developed by the Western as well as the Russia and other developed countries. But Indian culture doesn't allow such kind of aggression or such kind of machinery or bomb or atomic bomb which can destroy the human being. Now we are seeing that there is a nuclear bomb, we know. Now there is a virus, bacteria, the water mingle will some kind of disease prone virus has been developed. So like that situations are moving towards, but it's attack on our heritage and culture, and that's why we bound to adopt such technologies. Otherwise it is very difficult for a country like India or other developed or underdeveloped countries to cope up with the developing countries or developed countries situations. So this is an attack basically on the technological front of view. If you see the attack on the tradition, the earlier we used to chat in a individual life, exist always tough competition between technology and tradition. Technology has constrained the world into global village by globalization. The imagination of today's life without electricity, transportation, communication, etc. takes us back in the time. The advancement in the field of medical science, engineering, economy, etc. is a result of technology. So, if you see the impact of technology on human life, it's very high compared to earlier days. People are not able to think about their life, their span, their society without the technological interpretation. Suppose 40-50 years back, when our country adopted in 1984 around computer, the many people have resisted that computer will destroy the livelihood of the people. But one way we have seen that technology has came and people has adopted it, and now the work is easy, and now we cannot think our daily life without computer or technical interpretation. So this is the impact of technology on the human life in the society. It cannot be deniable. Now, technological impact on social values. There are social values exist, and there is a new class, evolution of new social class has been created due to technology. Technological interpretation in terms of use. Suppose I am using a smartphone which has a features of various kind of measurement, engineering equipment, technical equipment. So now the class is different. In the using of technology, who can use the best technology or latest technology in the world, their class has been developed. In a rural area, if you see, still the village house has been made by the traditional layouts, but in the urban areas, the houses, the flat, big constructions were using by various kind of technological inputs, and it has changed the class of the two society. So it's a basically gap between rural to urban, between a developed class to underdeveloped or undeveloped class has been created by the technology. Also in terms of economy, the economic enforcement are influencing to high level of use of technology or latest technology. Suppose smart room, smart TV, smart remote fan, remote operated house, building, your construction area, your door, everything such kind of is linked with the economy also. So economy has also changed the social value, and when the social values change, the original heritage of a country, original tradition of the country comes in threat. Trouble focusing, it's another component. The people, due to technology, are spectacle towards the seeing the only trouble. The good things of the society are hidden now. If something is negative happen in the society, it's the media highlight, get the media highlight, get in social media highlight. Technological upgradation has given that picture. And if anything has good happening in the society, it gets the less highlight. So this is another phenomena. Another more spectacle. People are more spectacle in the sense of human behavior, believedness towards one identity to other identity. One person to another person has reduced, and it has more spectacle in terms of cleverity, clarity, transparency has been in doubt. So these are the phenomena has been imploded, and temptation towards the online. The people always wanted to be fingers, their eyes always are looking to be online mode, and situations are like that in the mobile or the TV screen or some other technological equipments, and become disengaged. People are staying within a home, are disengaged with their son, with their daughter, with their wife used to disengage with their in-laws, family members, other members, in their children. So disengagement is happening due to one kind of technological intervention is also another important. If we consider in terms of Indian perspective little bit, if we take the example of Indian continent, by the name of technology, by the name of basically modernity, the social values are suffocating in the society. The social values suffocating in terms of various way. Suppose the parents were the top priority of a kids in their old age. But now we have seen that lakhs of old age have been created in country like India, where the parents were respected as a god kind of things, and the highest esteem and regards towards the parents. But now the parents has been sent to old age home. The life skill based Gurukul, where the students used to collect their revenue from the villages and study in the hostel or Gurukul system. Now the high paid educational institutions has been developed, where the payment are very high and it is paid by the parents. So the dimension, the worship process, the pray process has been changed. And now how this pray process has damaged our country, we would like to say. If we see the one example, suppose a celebration of Durga Puja. Celebration of Durga Puja in a days, it was a kind of situation where people used to pray to Ma Durga. And now if you see in the Durga Puja itself, it's a night event party become. By the name of modernity, it has become the event party. Now how it has converted? Because of any kind of other worship method. Suppose church is there. In the church there is a Sunday party, and the culture is that you have to wear a very good clothes or very western kind of cloth and western kind of music you have to play. So Indian traditions are suffocating in the pressure of this western by the name of modernity. I used to give one example. Suppose you see the toothpaste, we are using the various kind of toothpaste, but in Indian tradition, the using of salt, oil, charcoal, those were the traditional use of using the cleaning the teeth. But now your modern toothpaste using those components and saying it's a modern. So by the name of technology, by the name of modernity, the attack on the heritage of Indian tradition and think process has been initiated in our country from the British era itself. And it has a risk appraisal. What kind of risk appraisal? If you could see the photograph, when our TV was a bigger size, the old model TV, the people were thin and lean and thin. But when the smart TV, the slim TV has came, the people have become bulky. So malnourished to malnourished. In terms of people earlier used to, in a crisis of good quality food, now we are full with junk food. So we are, technological movement is another way, but health deserts are happening in a risk appraisal mode due to the technological intervention. And the self-perception of the people have changed in a dynamic way. People are saying the kids has to be stay out of the home without parents. So like that cultures. The emotions and arousals has changed its dimensions. The kids itself, they don't believe that whatever the parents are teaching, that's the right or right things. The students, the kids lose the faith on the teacher, the traditional teacher base. And the relationship and social influence are very partial and kind of immortal, or you can say that for a short span of time, the relationships are persisting. Though the Indian traditions believes on the long-term relationship, and it's a generation by generation relationship. Also it has a impact on the environmental. So we need to think in that way, list the important changes through this technological intervention, and through these pictures also we can see. If we extend, the face-to-face communication has declined a large scale. There is a online communication, mobile, WhatsApp, groups, chat, Facebook, video calling. There are various things. The when we used to influence by parents, by the teacher, by an ideal guru, now it has influence has came by the media gurus. Now what kind of media gurus? The social media, the WhatsApp media, the another kind of whoever is things. So we are in crisis of losing such kind of guru who were basically ideal in their life, whole span of life. Not in a 1 minute, 5 minute message, a ideal guru. So we are adopting a ideal guru who has given a very good message in a 5 minute woke-up. But the ideal guru who has given his whole life to create an idea, we are missing such kind of influences in our life. Distance communication, feeling unimportant in a house itself, a kid feel that he is not an important. Now such kind of ego has came, and that's increase the suicidal tendency among the students. Also large number of students are getting suicide. So this is another negative phenomena of this. Lack of strong relationship, less comfort, trust, security, love, passions are less in this. Less opportunity also to the parents. So overall, if you see, this whole things has changing the individual's behavior. Absolutely, there are various positive parts is also there, which I have already says that the technology has given us a space to communicate with distance, communicate with the society, enhance the heritage, enhance the cultural identity, enhance the language communication skills, various way. But in simultaneously is change the original behavior of a identity. Now how it is changing the behavior? Suppose due to technology or due to behavior, we list out some negative behavior. Suppose smoking, alcohol, dietary, see these are negative few behavior, and also the positive behavior, physical activity, substance abuse, another kind of positive activity. We are doing daily exercise, reading books, novel, reading various article, newspaper, any other magazine, good articles published in different international. So it has a impact on the creation of disease in terms of behavior change. Now, when we are taking the negative, it will create a diabetes, obesity, hypertension, cancer, etc. health kind of non-communicable disease, HIV, AIDS, hepatitis, mental disorder, road traffic accident, etc. And it changes the behavior. So if we change such kind of negative behavior by using the technology, it can lead to a healthy life. So health compromising behaviors can be eliminated by self-regulatory efforts and by adopting health enhancing behaviors. This is the positive part of the society. Now, how a identity or a culture terms of behavior can change? Is it possible to sudden change or one night, one day change? No, there is 5 stages of changes. Stage, recontemplation. First, we have to decide a identity, a person, that there is a need of the change of the culture of identity or behavior in terms of positive. and the stage of contemplation. Stage 2 is contemplation. When adopt the strategy to overcome or make a good behavior or good cultural change. And preparation for this. Third stage is preparation for this. I am now fully prepared for this behavior which we have sought out from the list of thousands behavior or identity or cultures. This 10 is very suitable for my kind of identity, my kind of culture, my kind of heritage, my kind of nations. When we adopt this 10 list of strategy, then the time start for stage 4, and that is action. And then when action has a practice in a long terms, long tenure, then it's a maintenance, stage 5. So these are the 5 stage we need to change our behavior by listing out these positions. When we are talking about change of behavior and list out the 10 or 15 identities which suits to your culture and tradition, food is one of the important component. And it has a effect on your food consumption. Now, how it has effect? There are 4-5 components. Years of using digital devices, sitting position, how you sit while eating food or resting on bed or while you are using the digital era, and socio-demographic variables such like as gender, age, profession, and digital devices. Which are the digital devices you use? Computer, laptop, television, mobile, etc. And distance of digital devices. Less than 1 foot, 1 foot to 2 foot, more than 3 feet, kind of distance you are using. And time of using these digital devices. So the technology has given us this kind of digital devices and digital situation. And now depends on how we are using this technology or digital devices in our day-to-day life that ultimately impact on our food consumption behavior, and it will lead to ultimate of our health. And if we extend further, in second stage, it also affect not only on food culture, it also affect on your daily to daily habit in terms of sleeping time, rest time, communication time, behavioral attitudes. So there is a need to understand the when to use the technology, how to use the technology, what kind of technology need to use in this digital era. And that effect of technology on the relationship. If you see the relationship, may opt for quantity over quality. So we are in a 24 hours in a day, except sleeping time. If we give the sleeping time properly, we could see that most of the time people use the mobile or any work beyond the work and office and all. So quality time is missing with while communication. Suppose 2 persons are talking, 2 of them having a mobile in their hand, and they are messaging or chatting with other person, and also communicating in a person who is sitting in front of him. So there is a lack of quality time. 2 persons communicating in a household, husband, wife, the talking with kids, talking with your parents, it's the lack of quality time. So if it is a 5-minute time communication with other person, give the quality time. That is very important in the life. Isolate ourselves. Due to technology or digitalization, people are isolating themselves. Kids want to play the games or some other YouTube videos or some chatting or other things. So they want a corner in a house. So people, the husband want a corner, wife wants a corner, parents want a corner. So like that situations are looking, in a house if people are staying, the various corners have been booked. And the corners never come up to a dining table or a study table or a guest room or wherever the drawing room, to discuss about the family or some other kind of issues. So there is a space is lacking in these terms. And it is basically prone to distraction, communicate differently, people's age, according to gender, according to their professions, communications are different, and so family concept is missing in these terms. And when the family concept is missing, the cultural heritage of country like India or other developing countries is missing its tradition and roots. Also, it has an impact on fashion. The more technological online shopping markets has been developed, the local shops, livelihood, it's in threat. People are not able to survive in this situation. And absolutely, the number of people have enhanced their income in terms of profession, in terms of enhancing their opportunities in the society by using the various kind of technology. But the people, those who are surviving their livelihood with basic needs, has in threat due to some technology. Suppose there is a data security, crime and terrorism has been increased, complexity, privacy concern, social disconnect, work overload, digital media manipulation, job insecurity, such kind of our online security threats are coming to our society, and it is affecting on the culture. And if we could see the globalization and cultural identity crisis in terms of basically the culture is changing due to technology and technology is changing due to culture, and whose culture and who the community is economically superpower, they dominate the technology and impose the technology to other countries, the small countries. Again, if we take the example of India, the geographically India is a vast, diverse country, and various groups of people with different racial, ethical, linguistic, regional, religious, and cultural background of inhabited it. India is known throughout the world for its human cultural diversity. In the course of its annals, India has witnessed a unique cultural synthesis in spite of incredible diversities. But in the present context, the diversity is in threat. The language is in threat. The Indian various language, the ethnic communities, the dress, uniforms has been changed to one kind of westernized kind of uniform, westernized kind of language, western kind of food habits. So individual identities are in threat due to the economic superpower of the Western countries, which are imposing the technology to the developed or underdeveloped countries or developing countries like India, such a situation. In that situation, socio-cultural dynamics is a highly complex phenomenon in Indian context and which is in threat. It cannot be understood by any technology, by any group. That's why the prayer process by the name of religious fight, by the name of prayer process, has been divided India in various parts, and India, it's in threat of insecurity in terms of tradition, culture, and insurgency kind of situation. So this need to be overcome, and for that we need to change the attitude and business behavior. And which foreign business has to be imported in country like India or other developing country or underdeveloped country, that has to be divided by the government in a very strong manner. Then only the cultural identities has to be preserved, nurtured, and in a progressive manner in that way. So these are the few things very important and crucial to impose or carry on the heritage of identity and culture in the present era of digital and business peripheral. Thank you.